The difference between an ethical harvest and failure often comes down to a single heartbeat. From budget workhorses to precision instruments used by professional guides in grizzly country, here are the top 10 rifles trusted to deliver when you only have one shot. The difference between... We begin our countdown at number 10 with the Ruger American. Here is a question most hunters will not ask out loud. What if you do not actually need to spend $2,000 to kill ethically? The Ruger American answers that question with cold, hard ballistics. Unlike many competitors that just offer promises, this rifle ships with a factory test target showing sub-MOA groups, providing actual proof right in the box. It is available in everything from 243 Winchester to 300 Win Mag, with 22-inch barrels, giving you the velocity to reach vitals at 400 yards. The weight runs between 6.1 and 6.3 pounds, which is light enough for all-day carries, but heavy enough that recoil does not punish you. The Marksman adjustable trigger breaks between 3 and 5 pounds, and you can dial it in with a simple Allen wrench without needing a gunsmith. Montana whitetail hunters run these hard, often bouncing them around in ATV racks and subjecting them to 40-degree temperature swings, yet they hold zero. While the synthetic stock feels utilitarian, and this is not a gun you show off for stand hunting or your first centerfire rifle, the Ruger American puts meat in the freezer while your buddies are still making payments. The difference between moving from modern value to a historic legend, we arrive at number 9, the Remington 700. For 70 years, one bolt action has defined what American hunters carry into the field. More custom builds start with this action than any other platform in existence, which tells you something about its fundamental quality. When precision rifle builders need a foundation, they consistently choose the 700 cylindrical receiver and twin lug bolt. Current production models ship with 24 to 26-inch barrels, depending on the caliber. And a standard 30-06 configuration weighs about 7.5 pounds bare. This is the rifle you carry 2 miles and shoot from a rest, where that extra pound steadies your crosshairs when the wind picks up. The X Mark Pro trigger breaks at 3.5 pounds from the factory, offering a clean and predictable pull. Elk guides in Wyoming have been handing clients Model 700s for generations because the action cycles smoothly under stress, and the aftermarket support is unmatched. Whether for stand hunting or for shooters who want endless customization, hunters trust it with one shot because the platform has proven itself across decades. The difference between transitioning to a platform built for velocity, number 8 is the Weatherby Vanguard. Imagine you are glassing mule deer across a sagebrush basin 450 yards out with the wind gusting at 15 miles per hour. You need a rifle that shoots flat, and the Weatherby Vanguard delivers with a sub-MOA accuracy guarantee backed by actual test targets, chambered in flat-shooting rounds like the 6.5 Creedmoor or the 300 Weatherby Magnum. It offers long-range capability built right in. The action is a licensed Howa design featuring a 3-lug bolt and dual extractors, offering reliability that has been proven since the 1970s. Barrel lengths run 24 inches on standard calibers to maximize bullet performance, and the weight sits around 7.5 pounds. The 2-stage trigger breaks at about 3.5 pounds, allowing you to press through that first stage with cold fingers and know exactly when the sear releases. Western guides appreciate the controlled round feed, which is forgiving when you are cycling fast on follow-up shots, and the raised Monte Carlo comb provides proper scope alignment for open country hunting. The difference between from distance capability to pure mechanical precision, number 7 is the Savage 110. This is insane, because one rifle built by a company often dismissed as budget consistently outshoots customs costing 3 times more. If you have never looked past the price tag, you have missed the point. Savage pioneered the floating bolt head, which self-centers on the cartridge and compensates for minor tolerance stacking. The result is factory rifles printing half MOA groups with ammunition they like. I have personally witnessed a 110 in 6.5 Creedmoor stack 3 shots into 0.6 inches at 100 yards straight out of the box. The AccuTrigger is the secret weapon here. User adjustable from 1.5 to 6 pounds with 0 gunsmithing required. The blade safety in the center prevents accidental discharge, and the break is glass crisp at 2.5 pounds, genuinely better than triggers on rifles costing twice as much. Hunters running sheep in Alaska trust this action because it feeds reliably in sub-zero temps, and the AccuStock provides bedding rigidity that ensures consistent performance. The difference between while performance is key, sometimes you need the feel of a classic, which brings us to number 6, the Winchester Model 70. For over 80 years, one rifle has carried the title of the rifleman's rifle. If you have ever worked the 3-position safety or felt the controlled round feed cycle a cartridge, you understand why that name stuck. This is American gunmaking at its finest. The Mauser-style claw extractor grabs the cartridge rim as soon as it leaves the magazine, meaning if you need to eject a live round on a charging animal, that case is coming out with no jams and no failures. The bolt cycles with a smoothness that modern rifles still try to replicate. Available in calibers up to 375 H&H Magnum. A typical 30-06 configuration weighs 7 to 7.5 pounds. The MOA trigger system breaks cleanly at 3.5 to 4 pounds, and the 3-position safety allows you to work the bolt with the trigger locked. Best for hunters who value craftsmanship, this rifle feels built by people who cared about getting it right. The difference between moving on to a modern challenger that threatens American dominance. Number 5 is the Bergara B14. What makes a rifle trusted in grizzly country where the first shot determines everything? The Bergara B14 answers that question with barrels originally designed for competitive bench rest shooters, then adapted for hunters who demand that same precision. Bergara built its reputation manufacturing match-grade barrels for custom rifle builders, and when they entered the complete rifle market, they brought that expertise with them. The B14 ships with a button-rifled stress-relieved barrel that consistently delivers sub-MOA accuracy, with production guns often printing .75-inch groups with quality hunting ammunition. While the weight runs 7.2 to 7.8 pounds, making it a do-everything rifle, the Bergara performance trigger breaks at a crisp 3 to 3.5 pounds. Alaskan guides have adopted these for coastal brown bear hunts, where accuracy and reliability matter more than weight. And, although the footprint is compatible with Remington's 700 parts, that barrel is what you are really paying for. The difference between... Next up is European engineering designed for speed. Number 4. The Browning X-Bolt. You know that moment when your hands are shaking from cold and adrenaline and you need to chamber a round without fumbling? The Browning X-Bolt was designed specifically for that moment. The short throw bolt operates at 60 degrees instead of 90, meaning you can cycle the action without breaking your cheek weld or losing your sight picture. The bolt unlock button sits directly behind the bolt handle, accessible to your trigger finger without shifting your grip. 3 locking lugs distribute force evenly, and the system feeds cartridges smoothly, even when you are working the bolt fast under stress. Western mule deer hunters appreciate the Inflex recoil pad, which redirects felt recoil down instead of straight back, making Magnum calibers much more shootable. Precision Rifle Series competitors have even used X-bolts in production class divisions, which speaks volumes to the out-of-the-box accuracy. Hunters trust it with one shot, because that short throw bolt works when seconds count. The difference between... But what happens when a company decides to build rifles the right way from the beginning? Number 3 is the Springfield 2020 Waypoint. Most manufacturers start with an action and build around it, but Springfield started with what a backcountry hunter actually needs and engineered everything to meet that standard. The Waypoint weighs just 6.5 pounds in standard configuration with a carbon fiber stock and fluted barrel, making it legitimately light without being fragile. It is available in calibers chosen specifically for long-range performance, like the 6.5 PRC. The TriggerTech trigger breaks at a factory set 3.5 pounds with zero creep, and the action features an integral rail design where the Picatinny rail is machined directly into the receiver to eliminate a potential point of failure. I have seen these rifles print .6-inch groups with factory Hornady loads, and they maintain that accuracy across temperature swings that would open up lesser rifles. For mountain hunters counting ounces, the Waypoint delivers precision without the weight penalty. The difference between standing against American innovation is Finnish precision at number 2, the Tikka T3X. You can guess the accuracy guarantee on this factory rifle, but it is not just marketing sub-MOA, it is real, repeatable accuracy. The Tikka T3X comes out of the Sako factory in Finland, where quality control still implies absolute perfection. The action is machined from a single billet of steel, and the bolt lugs are lapped for even contact. The two-lug bolt is shockingly smooth, with no grit and no stacking, allowing for clean and effortless cycling in heat, cold, or rain. The cold hammer forged barrel is stress-relieved and delivers accuracy that many shooters pay custom builders thousands to chase. With a weight staying light, around 6.5 pounds, it is ideal for real mountain hunts. The factory trigger adjusts from 2 to 4 pounds, and if you set it at 2.5, it rivals premium aftermarket triggers. That is why outfitters trust Tikkas, and why hunters trust them with one shot, because finish precision offers no excuses. Finally, American craftsmanship takes a very different approach at number 1, with the Ruger Hawkeye. This is one rifle, one action, and one standard built for absolute reliability when failure is not an option. The Ruger Hawkeye earns its place at number 1 because it is built around the Mauser-style controlled round feed, a system trusted by guides in Alaska and Africa for decades. The massive claw extractor grips the cartridge the moment it leaves the magazine and controls it all the way into the chamber. That means no double feeds, no jams, and if you need to eject a live round under pressure, it is coming out every time. A standard 30-06 weighs about 8 pounds, which is not light, but it is deliberately built that way. This is the rifle you want when one shot on a charging bear is all that stands between you and disaster. Guides trust the Hawkeye because reliability beats innovation when lives are on the line. It is the one that works when it matters most, giving you the confidence to make that first shot count. Remember, the rifle is just the tool. Knowing your limits is what matters most. Get to the range, verify your zero, and ensure that when the moment comes, you make that first shot count. One rifle, one bullet, one moment. Make it count.